It's been 8 months plus a week since Bill left, and for some reason that I'm not exactly sure I can explain, about 6 days ago I felt as though a weight of grief lifted off of me, and I haven't cried the last few days. And prior to this, I was crying every day and just felt terribly sad. And I don't have that grief and sadness the last few days. And I've been trying to figure out why. And I think maybe a good part of it is that about that time, I started to think about the Lord's Prayer and how in the Lord's Prayer we say, Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. And it seems to me that Bill is doing God's will in heaven. I'm sure God doesn't have him up there doing nothing, twiddling his thumbs. Bill was a busy little guy, and I figured God had some job for him. So if I continue to do God's will here on earth, and Bill is doing God's will in heaven, then we're still a team. We're still working together. And that brings me a lot of comfort. Now, I know that I'm getting told that the grieving process takes about 2 years, and I'm only a little over 8 months. So I'm sure I can expect to um, not feel upbeat all the time. But at this point, I'm just feeling much more positive about my life as I think about doing God's will here at the same time that Bill is doing God's will there. I hope that brings some comfort to you too, that as long as your spouse is doing God's will in heaven and you're doing God's will here on earth, you're still working on the same team.